MIC, go ahead. Is it going to be a b-ball question? Check, check. Let me plug in so I can hear myself. Because I can see the mic is working, but it doesn't feel the same when you're not hearing yourself. There you go. Okay. All right, let's start by turning this countdown off. Let's see. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. A little different setup right now for the moment. So let me actually move this way. That makes more sense. Let me move everything the other way around. Okay, I got to do that without unplugging stuff. Hold up. Okay, I don't have the space. So the image might look a little bit different. That's because I'm streaming from I'm using my phone as my camera right now. So I'm using an app called Epoch Cam, and using that to use my phone as a camera in OBS. Just wanted to experiment with that for one. And second of all, I'm doing STK Live, Share the Knowledge Live right now. But after that, I'm going straight into crates. So basically, all of the cameras and stuff are set up for that and not for this. So I thought, let me just add this. Seems to be working. So that's okay. All right. So Share the Knowledge Live. Ask your DJ related questions. That's what's up. And first off, shout out DJ Kane on Mixcloud. And we got Jers Mike right here on Twitch. MIC on Twitch. DJ Knowledge was good. Curtis on Twitch as well from London. We got Reshla tuning in from Sydney on YouTube. We got, it was Side B, right? On YouTube as well. The Mix Chemist on Twitch. And yes, indeed, Curtis, I'm rocking the Vestax, the PDX 3000. I'm going to use those for today's stream. Looking forward to that. Geo is in the building. Salute, salute. And for the people tuning in from either YouTube or Facebook, you are free to join us here for STK Live, Share the Knowledge Live. After that, when I start the mix part of the live stream, I'll have to turn Facebook and YouTube off. So I'll put a counter on screen 5 minutes before we get into the mix part. That's going to be in like an hour and a half, something like that. And in that time, all the YouTubers and all the Facebookers need to jump over to either Mixcloud, Twitter, or Twitch. Sven, yeah, I'm a new website will be up in a day or two. I switched servers. I'm still using the same host, but I switched server plans to something that was actually a way better deal. And I was going to start a rebuild of the site. And I do that sometimes. I'll just delete everything, start from scratch. But you should at least have a one page up that's telling people it's under construction. I don't even have that. So it's on purpose. I did it. Nothing wrong. So there will be a new site in a day or two. Wei Kenneth was good all the way from Taiwan. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is actually a dope question. And that question is from MIC. The second question, when the F are we linking up? Because I haven't seen you in the flesh for almost 2 years because this COVID BS. Yeah, it's been at least over a year and a half, I think. So soon. So yeah, man. I'll be super safe in the next month and a half. So by that time, I'm good to go. But the first question is more important for this live stream right here. And the question is, well, actually, just to name a topic, sentimental value of equipment in regards to what he saw today on Brainpower's IG story. So for the people who don't follow Brainpower, the MC from Amsterdam that I work with, he's pretty active on IG, posts a lot of stuff there. And he posted something on his story. He recently had a little bit of a dramatic accident. There was sort of a flood situation, not just water, but sewage, and that affected a storage unit. In that storage unit, he had some very valuable stuff, mostly valuable because of sentiment, but also just value. So equipment, and we're going to talk about equipment, but also some other stuff like he had props there that were used in some of the first music videos that he put out. Stuff like that is now totally ruined, not just because it's water damage, but it's like shitty water. So it's yeah, horrible. I saw it. It's not good. So that also included a microphone set, a set of wireless microphones that we used for years and years to tour. So, of course, we did a bunch of shows when we started out, and we didn't have our own mics. You would just go to venues, most of the time just use the normal Shure wired microphones, and they still work perfectly fine. At a certain point, that upgraded to having our own mics. So first off, you always know you have proper microphones. You also know that no other people use that mic, not just that day, but that week. I mean, sometimes you would go to shows. If you don't have your own mic and you get mics in a venue, sometimes if the mic is like, even if you're this far away from that mic, you can already smell the mic. That's not a good thing, especially because you have to then use that mic, hold it close to your mouth. And I've had it happen before, man. Like the mic just smelled terrible. I try to keep that in the back of my head, like keep some distance. But when you're live during a show and you got that adrenaline pumping, before you know it, your mouth touches the microphone and you're like, oh, that's so nasty, man. But anyway, that's why we got our own microphones. Second, they were wireless, so you have more freedom when it comes to your movement. But that set was also in the storage unit, and it's dead. So he posted that on his IG, like, this is a legendary microphone set used for thousands of shows, and it's gone now. So to be honest, I mean, yes, there is a certain amount of sentiment when I see that. But I'm at a stage in life where I do have to admit, like, material, I don't put too much value in material stuff anymore. And even though this has a sentimental value, it's not like I was looking at that microphone every day. I hadn't seen those mics in years. So they were just in a storage unit, and I hadn't seen them in years. Hadn't even thought of them. So I guess that proves that there wasn't that much value that I attached to it. But yeah, you can have that when you have certain equipment. Like I have some gear that I've had for years, and Sentimental value to a certain degree. More, I would say like memories. So, for instance, right here in the studio, you can't see them now, but my monitor speakers, or at least one of my monitor speaker sets, are Yamaha NS10s. These are the monitor speakers that I bought from the money that we won. That's Brainpower and myself. That we won when we entered like the biggest talent show that we have here in the Netherlands. That was back in '98. And you had a couple of different categories. So you had like a professional jury. You had the audience. They had a vote. And then they had separate prizes for best MC, best DJ, best singer. So we won. We were chosen by the jury. We were chosen by the crowd, most important. And I won best DJ. He won best MC. The only thing we didn't win is best singer, but we didn't sing. That prize came with some money. So I bought my MPC 2000 XL, which I don't use anymore, but I still have it. And these NS10s that I still use. So anytime I see these speakers, it does take me back. Like, first off, I've had them for a very long time, and there's a story attached to them. Now, there's a lot of gear in here with no story attached to it. I just needed something or wanted to upgrade, and I bought some gear. I don't have a lot of extra value that I add to that, unless there's some equipment in here that I may have used for a song. So my machine Mark 1, once I upgrade, I will still have memories of that machine Mark 1, because there's a couple of songs that came out that I made on that device. So yeah, that's basically that. All right, let me scroll up for a second. Let's see what's going on. Omar's what's going on Facebook. This is always an issue in West Indian clubs. How do you confront another DJ when you're sharing time at an event and he's cutting into your playing time? It's a bigger issue than people think. I guess in certain scenes that could be an issue. I've never really had that problem. I know some DJs do that. I've seen DJs who had to deal with that. I personally never really had that. So if you're sharing time, so if you're booked to both play at an event and you're supposed to have even time, but how do they cut into your playing time? Are they playing longer than they're supposed to play? So if that's the fact, I mean, you should have just ground rules. Like, if you're supposed to share that event and you're not doing some sort of back-to-back thing, you should have clear rules about, like, it's going to be like 30 minutes a piece, and you keep your eye on that clock and be kind of strict about it, I guess. I mean, it's hard for me to judge because I don't know how the scene is. You're telling me like it's an issue there, so maybe a lot of DJs do it, but why are they getting away with it? I mean, I would not stand for it. Like, if I had to share and we had equal time and someone's just going over that time, I address it. First off, you do it nicely, but if that's not working, then you got to be strict about it. And I've never had it happen before, so to that degree. I've done back-to-backs where I was used to doing back-to-backs like for a couple of songs, and one DJ, I was playing back-to-back with that DJ, and instead of him being like, yeah, I got one more song, and then we switch, he was like, okay, yeah, I have 6 more. I'm like, okay. Let him do it once, and I was already in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, if the next time he plays, he does that again, I'm going to tell him like, nah, one more, and then we switch. But it didn't happen. So, yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to judge that. Reshla, fan, I mean, I've watched his fights. I've watched his fights, but I'm not like too much into it, so I don't know his stats. But I've seen him fight before. He's a beast. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm not a big fan of it. I used to watch K1. I've watched some UFC. What's the other one? You have a couple more. Bellator, Showtime. So yeah, kind of. DJ Breeze in the building on Twitch. Salute to you. And the Mixed Chemist says, funny, I used to tell my boys to smell like a pop filter. They smell like a pop filter. Got you. Sven says, do you also have the problem that you can't make a drop directly after chirps? Try, it's hard, but always between the chirp and the drop, I make a baby. Yeah, that's natural. I do that a lot of times. Like I'll do different type of combos, but when it's time to bring it in, just before I drop it, most likely, or not all the time, but a lot of times I would still do like one baby or like two, like just a jigga jigga, and then drop it. Just because if you're going fast, I understand like it might be a little bit harder to let go in time. So yeah, I do that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but it's understandable. If you feel like it's gonna be a better drop if you do the baby first, do the baby first. But continue to practice. At a certain point, it will get easier. Ronaldo's in the building from Kuwait. Salute. Cruiser from London is in here as well. So all former people jumping in now on YouTube and Facebook, we're doing STK Live, Share the Knowledge Live. After that, I'm jumping straight into my mix show, Crates, that I normally do on Mondays. I couldn't do it on Monday, so I'm doing it today. It's an all vinyl edition. For the people who tuned in before, I have not selected anything, so I'm making it hard on myself again. But for the people on YouTube and Facebook, once we get to that mix part, I will have to turn Facebook and YouTube off because they don't allow me to stream music. So I'll put a counter up on the screen, and if you want to watch the mix part, you'll have to go to Mixcloud, Twitch, or Twitter. But that's we got quite some time before we get there. Ian, what's good? Mario's in the building. Mario the DJ, salute. And let's see, Josh. Josh says, so I have my first show coming up June 11th. It's at a strip club with an all QSC sound system. I'm at home. I'm a home DJ. Any tips? Great setup. How to build up the crowd momentum. Wow. Normally, if this was a club, I might have an idea. But I believe the strip club is a different scene, and I have no experience with strip clubs at all. That's something we don't have here. You have strip clubs, but there's not like a strip club scene. People don't go out to the strip club, and there's food there, DJs, whatever. Like that's not really a thing here. So in the chat, if we got DJs who do strip clubs, jump in on the chat right now and let us know. Also, I'm not familiar with QSC sound systems. Maybe I've played on them before, but it doesn't ring a bell. So yeah, that's the thing. I believe that's really a different thing. So I don't want to say something that's out of place and doesn't fit for the strip club. Carlos was good. And Carlos has a problem with record box. Like random pause. I can't fix. I have an old computer. Is it the computer? I don't know. It could be. It could be. So it depends on, you say it's an older computer, but it doesn't really depend on the year. It's more about your specs. So what's the processor? How much RAM do you have in the computer? Because those are kind of essential. Are you using a hard drive or SSD? Those things make a lot of difference. But I can't judge that from here. ARM TV was good. From Orlando. Not sure if you're on this topic or not. Is there a site that you use or recommend to sell equipment? No, not really. I mean, I see people do it everywhere, basically. Like even just on normal social media. Like I've seen groups on Facebook where people go when they have stuff to sell or buy. No, not really. I haven't done that before. Like, for instance, like if I would sell something like equipment, I would just look here in the Netherlands because I wouldn't want to ship equipment out to other countries. Even if the buyer is paying for it, I don't want to go through that trouble. So if I was selling equipment, I would use our local eBay, which is called Marketplace. eBay actually bought it, but they still call it Marketplace. And do it that way, and then someone can just pick it up. Or if I can drop it off in the neighborhood, I would do that. But I'm willing to bet there's like special sites for that. Chris Cash says, would you ever sell your vinyl? No. Even if I get to a point where I just don't play the vinyl anymore, I would still not sell it. I am possibly gonna scale it down because at a certain point I want to take the time to go through this and really check which pieces of vinyl are still playable, because I find out during these live streams that I have a lot of vinyl in there that I really just mistreated during my vinyl days. That's going to happen today again. I'm most likely going to pick some out and just put it on the turntable, look at it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's not good. So I'll take some stuff out, but I would never sell. No. What if a DJ closes your laptop? What if a DJ closes your laptop to get on, caused by a DJ taking too long? Wow. I don't know. I mean, this sounds like fighting actions right here. Yeah, I don't know. That's like a violation right there. If like another DJ would just step up and close your laptop because they feel that you're taking too long, let's just say that I'm playing and I'm going over my time. Either I know it or I didn't notice it. If that DJ doesn't first just approach me and tells me like, hey, it's time. If he just closes the laptop, I don't know if that's going to be something we're going to talk about. Or, yeah. I mean, I've never had that happen before. But damn. Santi was good. Carmen was good from Tampa. Uptown Flavor in the building. Salute to you. Reshla says, scroll to the top. You missed my first question. Oh, okay. I got you. Let's scroll. Let's scroll. Let's see, because I saw you Sydney, Australia, and then you said you're a fan of Overaim. I don't see another question from you. No, I'm not seeing another question here. That's weird. Just post it again then. Collector Ski was good. Salute. Let me take a quick peek on Mixcloud. What's happening there? DJ Amazing 305 is in the building. Salute was good. And DJ Knowledge is there as well. And skipping platforms, going back and forth. And he says, before the DJ starts, just remind him of the time switch. If it happens more often, contact the manager. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that's actually the most professional thing to do. It shouldn't even be your responsibility to sort that out. If you were booked and you have a time slot, then the person in control, stage manager, booker, whoever it is, should actually take care of that indeed. But communication is important, for sure. We got Fala in the building, all the way from Liberia. Salute to you. D Bling is here, and Josh is here as well. Okay, also from Tampa. Tampa's representing today. Ravi is here. What's good, Ravi? D Bling is planning to buy the Denon MC 7000 controller. What's your opinion on that controller? Funny thing is, I actually did a promo video for that for Denon, and I talked about the controller. Never used that controller myself, but I had to talk about all of the features that the controller had. So while I was doing the video, I was like, okay, that's dope. Oh, it can also do that? All right, that sounds great. But I've never tried it. What I remember is it had a ton of features, but I've never used it, so I can't give you an opinion from a user perspective. So, but if it has everything you're looking for, and it fits your budget and all that, I think you can't really go wrong as far as I remember. Robbie says, do you ever find some styles of R&B and hip hop or soul funk hard to mix? Certain styles. I don't know if I would say particular style. Now with soul and funk, because you're dealing with music made by live musicians, it's going to be, it's non-quantized music. So old soul and funk is not made with drums on a computer. It's a real drummer from the time that they weren't using a click track. So nowadays when you see drummers performing live, we also did that when we were performing with the band. The drummer will have headphones on and they'll have a click track going. They'll have a little device that will just be like a metronome in DJ or in music software that's going to dictate the tempo for them. So that way drummers can basically stay on point. The music, when they recorded it back in the days when they were doing that soul and funk, they didn't have that. So the drummer, even if that drummer was super tight, would never stay perfectly on beat. And some of those old tracks fluctuate a lot. You can tell, like, you start your mix and the first 2-3 bars, you're like in sync. And then it just goes away. It falls away. It jumps ahead, I mean. So it's faster. So you're holding it back. But then the next part, once you have it synced up again, it's too slow. So that can be a continuous struggle. It's okay, but it just means you have to be really on point, really have your ear to it. And as soon as you can tell, like, okay, it's going a little bit too fast, gently nudge it to keep it synced. Beyond that, I mean, the thing, especially for people coming from house music, and when they first are introduced to hip hop and R&B, it can be challenging for them to deal with the different type of drum patterns that you will experience with hip hop and R&B compared to just playing 4 to the floor drums with house. And if you then, like, for the first time, you run into like a Timbaland beat, when Timbaland started with his whole offbeat drum type of style, that takes you a second, because now you're not dealing with a kick on the 1 and a snare on the 2, but now it might be like a boom, 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 ka, boom, ka. You're like, oh, okay. You have to focus a little bit more. But I wouldn't say there's like a specific style that will be harder. But those are the things that you will encounter when you're playing hip hop and R&B. And like the fluctuating tempo is something that you can experience with like soul, funk, and stuff like that. Ian Casanova says, I worked in a gentleman's club back in the day. Josh says, it's a club damn near. We just turn up and party, but have dancers. Hood club. Uptown Flavor says, strip clubs. You got to have strip club music for the strippers. So that's my thing already. Like, for instance, I don't know what music would be suitable for the strippers. That's like what I said. We just don't have that scene here at all. And I haven't been to a strip club when I went to the States. So I just haven't had any experience, not as a DJ or as a just visiting as a patron. Saibi says, how to ask this. Do you always play to the audience and will play tracks you don't like, or only play what you like? That answer is going to be different for every DJ. In my case, I do not play music I don't like. That doesn't mean I'm playing for myself. I'm playing for the crowd. But I'll assess what the crowd likes, and they'll like certain styles. There's going to be plenty of music in that style that I do have. But there are specific tracks that I don't like. Now, if it's a party and it's a style that I totally don't play, then I shouldn't be booked for that party. And then it's my fault, because I need to make sure that the communication is clear. There's been maybe 2 or 3 times that I would play songs that I didn't like. And that was basically not in a normal club setting. That was during a wedding, and the bride had a couple of tracks on a list. And I don't do weddings normally. I've only done a couple. But they had a couple of tracks. And I'm like, of course, I'm going to play that. And at like kids' parties for my son's school, I'm playing music I would never play. But in that case, it's like, of course, I'm going to play it there. That's the only times. If I'm in a club, normal booking, I'm playing. If it's a song I don't like, even if it's a hit, I'm not playing it. That's me. A lot of DJs will, and there's no right or wrong there. The only thing is, in my case, it might cost you gigs, or you can take less gigs, because with certain gigs, you can already tell, like, this is going to be something that's not for me. So that's it. So MIC, I don't know if you're still there, but you're actually one of those examples. Like, I remember the little list and I think like one of the tracks on the list, uh, the Bride's list, was a Tiesto track. A track I would never like play in my normal sets. In that case, like it was one of her favorite tracks. So like, of course, we're gonna play that. But that to me is different than like a normal set for me. And Vinyl Touch says salute. I think I already saw you, but I'm not sure. So anyway, salute. And for the people tuning in later right now, the screen is a little bit different. That's because that's not a normal camera. I'm using my iPhone and an app called Epoch Cam. And basically, I'm just going over the network. So that is going over the network into OBS. And it's now serving as an extra camera. Because all the cameras are there set up for the mix stream that we're doing after this Q&A. Vegas Royale. No, I never took out like a special insurance. I would have it in my normal insurance, but then I didn't have it like taxated. It's not according to the actual value. But I wouldn't even know the actual value. I might have some stuff in here that's valuable. I know there's a lot of stuff in here that's just not valuable, either because I just it's not in good condition, or because it's just too generic to be special. So there might be a couple of copies. I mean, I have friends with collections, and they'll have like whole sections in there with like super rare vinyl, which would be really expensive. In my case, that's just not the case. Let's see. Earl Whiff, salute. I use an app for the laptop, not sleeping when closed. I think there's also settings in the laptop you could probably change to not make that happen. I think so. Can you make some videos about tone play? Cap Ma says. Yeah, maybe in the future. I just don't really do tone play. That's why I never really talked about it in videos. So it's something. There's a little something I have in mind when it comes to tone play, but I currently don't have time to do that yet. So in the future. All right, let's see. Gio says I always either show up early for my set to acknowledge the current DJ, or look out for the upcoming DJ if I'm playing. I prefer smooth musical transitions. Well, like in my case, like I just come and do a set. So when I do back to back, like in all my years, I would say probably 85 to 90% of the back to back situations I had, it was with DJs that I actually knew, and in that case, the communication is perfect. Hold up. Okay, never mind. So only a couple of percent was with people that I didn't really know, and then sometimes, yeah, I mean, you can tell it's not gonna go as smooth, but I would prefer just to have like a time slot in that case and play, and then we only have to transition once and be done with it. Um, Knowledge says, did your shipment? Oh no! First we have Amazing 305 on Mixcloud saying, which record pool do you prefer? For me currently, I'm only using DJ City, and before that it was DJ City and Beat Junkies. Now for me it's DJ City and Beat Source, but that's not a record pool. But I use it for DJing. But if we're just talking record pools, at the moment it's just DJ City. If I was in a position to add one more, I would add Beat Junkies again for me. And DJ Knowledge says, did your shipment of Artavon VNL arrive? And the answer is no. No. I'm not gonna get into detail, but let me say I don't have a lot of hope there. Good news is I talked to Jaiko, and in a couple of weeks, Jaico is shipping me the M447 replacement needles. They're new, improved M447 replacement needles. So looking forward to that. I mean, I've talked about Jaico a bunch of times because I heard about it. I saw the videos. Now I get the chance to test it. And the way that communication went, I'm pretty confident that that will just happen straight away. Not like the case with the VNLs. That's been going on for months and months now. Yeah, it is what it is. And let's see. Mix Chemist says a question about to buy a mixer. Would you go with the S7 or S9 budget wise? S7. If you don't have one right now, S7. I would say S7. For me, that is the improvement. If you have an S9, you should only upgrade if the features on the S7 are features that were missing for you. But there's a couple of things on there that I just really prefer. So first off, the S9 does not have the USB hub. There's ways around that. You could add like a USB hub to your laptop, and then if you're ever playing, for instance, with Rain 12s or the RP 8000 Mark IIs that I also have here, they need a USB connection. You can add a hub to your computer and connect them that way. I prefer to have the hub on the mixer. So Rain 72 has that. My Reloop Elite has that. My S9 does not have that. The S7 does have that. Second thing, even though I haven't really used it, the performance pads on the S9 can only go in one mode. So you have your 4 buttons in the middle, and then you choose your mode. If it's hot cue, both sides are hot cues. There's ways around it that I've seen online where you have to do all sorts of MIDI mapping and hold certain buttons for a certain time to make happen what the S7 can already do. I'm not really into that. On the S7, you have individual control. So your left deck and those performance pads could be on hot cue while the right side could be on sampler or something else. Little improvements. Now, the microphone section on the S9 is better than on the S7, but that's only important for certain people. Some people need their echo on their microphone. You can do that on the S9, can't do it on the S7. But overall, I think the S7 is a better deal. It's cheaper, and it has some of the newer features that I feel fall more in line with the newer mixers like the S11 as well. So, my opinion, for some, the S9 will still be it. And I mean, don't have a choice right now. I mean, I'm playing on the S7 today, but that's not mine. I still have the S9. But if someone doesn't have them, I would say S7, sorry. The build quality on the S9 is a little bit better. But I don't see an S7 falling apart if you travel with it. So like some people were trying to portray it as like a plasticky thing compared to the S9. That's not the case. So yeah, S7. Ravi says, TLM, it would be cool if you and DJ Scratch Bastard went back to back in the mix. I love Scratch Bastard. I mean, I think he's one of the dopest DJs to watch, play, and listen to. He has a lot of musical knowledge. He's skill-wise, he's just super dope, and his energy is amazing. I haven't played with him yet. I did host once while he was DJing. That was just an impromptu moment. He was playing in a club in Amsterdam. The people needed some extra hyping up when he was about to begin, and for some reason they did not have an MC there. I was with a friend of mine, DJ Turn. I think Scratch Batch had actually stayed at Turn's house or visited there before he went to the show. I don't even know. I don't even remember, but I just know I was like, yo, no MC? What's going on? And I just grabbed the mic, did a bit of hosting, and he rocked that show too. So it's something, I mean, it might happen. It might happen. I mean, the connect is there. So, of course, the last year that was not a thing, but who knows what can happen in the future. Covenant was good. new to Twitch, and I'm a DJ. Can I run OBS and Serato off the same MacBook Pro? You probably can. I don't know if it's the best idea. Just because what I keep hearing about OBS and MacBooks, like OBS takes a lot from your MacBook. So if you're running the DJ software at the same time, but I mean, I believe I've seen plenty of DJs do it. So chat, let me know. Is there anyone in the chat right now who's streaming and DJing off the same computer, off a MacBook Pro? Let us know in the chat right now. Are you doing that? That will be interesting to know. Got DT in the building. DTH, if I'm pronouncing that right. Lobs in, what's good? Reshla says, what to do if there's a function of 40 plus people, age 40 plus, sorry, directly in front of you in a small bar full of 20 plus people. Cater to them by playing old stuff, blast them off with new stuff, or ask club to relocate. Let's see. Okay. So you got the 40 plus crowd in front of you in a small bar, but the small bar is full of 20 plus people. So if we're talking percentage wise, if there are way more 20 plus people there, but wait, the function, okay, I got you. The function is basically for the 40 plus people, right? Yeah, that's a tricky one. Like if there's more 20 plus people, you tend to want to cater to them. Damn, yeah, that's a hard one. If it was just like a random crowd and you happen to have the 40 plus people in front of you and there's more 20 plus people there, then I will be playing for the 20 plus people. But if it's a party organized for those 40 plus people, yeah. In some cases, I will probably even just check with like the owner, the person who booked me. Like, yo, this is the situation. What do you want to do? Because in that case, if it doesn't work out, then it wasn't you. Like the owner decided, like, hey, go for this or go for that. At the end of the day, you want the booker, the owner, to be happy. Saibi says, if you're playing a house party with pals, do you get involved with the goodness or stay sober? Look, if it's a house party, you're just there with your friends. I don't consider that to be work. If you're at the club, you're booked to play, you're working. If you're just at the house with your friends and you're the one playing the music, party on. I mean, that's a different situation to me. Like if you're booked to play at a house party, not your house party with pals, but you're booked to play at a house party, you stay sober, you stay pro. But yeah, if you're just having a house party with pals, have a house party with pals. So here's the thing. Saibi. No, sorry, Earl Whiff. Here's the thing. You just told Covenant you do this with Windows, so no problem for you. That's the difference. Windows and OBS are a different story than Apple and OBS. And I'll salute Mixmaster G again because he told me that like months ago, and he's mentioned it more often. The MacBooks, the MacBook Pros, or let me say it like this: OBS can use on Windows. OBS can take advantage of your GPU, your graphics card, and that will take a lot of stress off your processor. With the MacBooks, it can't do that. Even if you have a GPU that's integrated into the processor, OBS can't use it. So OBS is using your processor for all it needs for the streaming. So that's taking a lot more out of your processor. Then if you're also running DJ software, it can task your processor. So you can't compare it. I stream on a Windows computer, and the last month or two, I've been DJing off that same computer. But in my case, like OBS is not using my processor, like a couple of percent. The rest is being done by my graphics card. So I can run Serato, play, do whatever, and stream from the same computer. But it just seems to be different on MacBooks. All right, AMW DJ, salute to you. Where did you get the phase acrylics? Does the phase remote sit on top, or is it built into the acrylic? So I got them from 12-inch skins, and this is kind of a dilemma for me. I've used 12-inch skins for a long time. I did my first custom DJ set. I did it with like their plates, custom plates I made that were on the decks and on my laptop. I've done custom labels there over the years. I always like the products, and their phase acrylics are super dope. They have a couple different ones. I took the ones with the top is a little bit. It has all these small bubbles on there, so you have more grip. Some people don't like it. I really like those. So I love the products they have, and they have more different type of custom options for so much different equipment. I love that, but in recent times, their communication and shipping has been kind of awful. So that's my dilemma. Like, I love to promote them, but on the other side, it's kind of hard for me now. So those acrylics, they took like 5-6 weeks to get here, but they arrived, so I can't complain about that. But in the meantime, I reached out like 6 times and got no replies anywhere. And I saw online, especially on IG, anytime they post something from 12-inch skins, I see people in the comments like, hey, what's going on with my order? And DJs have approached me like, hey, I saw you had the same issue. What's going on? Like, so I hope they fix that, because they have such dope products. But 12inchskins.com, that's where I got the phase acrylics. And it just sits on top. And they come with a set of the magnet strips. So that's it right there. I want to see myself. Hold up. That's it right there. There you have it. And there's the magnets. So you can just stick it on there, and then phase will just go on top of that. So it's going to be a little bit hard to tell, but you can see those little dots, right? Those dots really give you a lot of extra grip. So yeah, I mean, I love these. I want to order more. They're the only site that has this specific one, as far as I can tell. So I need to order there. Yeah, just the lack of communication was a little bit rough, and waiting for that time for it to get here. So Mix Chemist says, just need that booty music, you good. See, that's the thing for me. I wouldn't know what the booty music would be. Lario says that happened to me. House or tech, it's the same, different BPM, but yes, the change still be different, or no, so natural to mix. Not so natural to mix, I guess. Yeah. And Wrestler says, in my club, I'm just on the table and people keep knocking it. I have to hold my laptop down with my hand. I'm using the Stanton Uber stand. Should I change stands or ask the club to get a proper booth? Ask the club to get a proper booth. Start there. Now, the answer might be no, and then it's going to be up to you to try to enhance your setup. But yeah, I've been in situations like that. Yep. Where you're playing in a setup where the crowd is right in front of the booth. So we had like a slightly elevated stage, but it was just like this much. And then we had our booth, and the people were right in front of it. And what would happen during certain parts of the night, people start to lean against it. Sometimes people get drunk, and then someone bumps into it. And if it's still the vinyl days, I get aggravated thinking about it. Your stuff skips. No one looks at the person in front of the booth. They're looking at you like, hey. So then I would have to give like an extra mad look at that person like, what are you doing? Hopefully so the crowd understands like, yo, this is not me. But yeah, I've been there. So ask for a proper booth first, but otherwise, if they don't, then you'll have to find ways to secure your own stuff. Ravi said, "Do you ever mix jazz, funk, and Brazilian music?" No, not really. I don't really have it, and maybe one day I will get into it because I've heard Brazilian music and it sounds super dope, but I just don't have any knowledge. Mixmaster G is here. Okay, salute to you. Uh, DJ Breeze says, "Is there a website or different way to improve music file sound?" Ooh, I mean, first off, there's only so much you can do to improve your music file. If it's a bad file, like if it's like bad audio quality, you can't really fix that. Now, of course, like if you have files and you feel they need some more volume, stuff like that can be fixed. And I mean, you could do that easily, even if you have like free software like Audacity, and you can just up the volume a little bit, or use like a slight limiter in there to raise the volume but not take it over a certain level. Maybe do a little bit of EQing. But like I said, like if you have a bad 128 file, you might get it to sound a little bit better, but not a crazy amount. But like audio editing software like Audacity, and I named that because it's free, that will allow you to at least do that. Adjust volumes and a bit of EQing. Skojo is here. Salute to you. And Reshla says, when you finish a marathon 6-hour set at 3 a.m. and you're starving, do you just get takeout or eat at home and quickly microwave something before going to bed? So here's the thing. Like, it depends on where you live. In certain areas, in certain countries, cities, you might not have a lot of options at 3 a.m. And I mean, I remember like a lot of times here during that time, or a little bit later, a lot of times I would play till 4 or 5. Here in Amsterdam, you would only have like a couple of spots that would still be open. The problem was anyone that was out in the nightlife would go to those spots. So they would be crazy packed, a lot of drunk people. A lot of times I didn't feel like going through that after like a long set, a long night. In that case, either go home, and at a certain point we had a different thing we would do. Like when I was a little bit younger, what I would do on my way home in our area, you would have bakeries. Now bakeries bake their bread in the middle of the night to have it ready for the next morning. And you had a couple of different bakers in our area that would be closed, of course. It's still the middle of the night. But they knew this was smart business. So they would have like just a little hatch or something open, or just a door half open. And you could basically knock on it and ask like, hey, do you have anything ready yet? Because they weren't just doing like normal loaves of bread. They would have like special breads as well, like bread with like cheese and bacon in it, or chocolate croissants, stuff like that. And they would be like fresh, hot, just out the oven. Hey, that was way better. It was on my way home. It wasn't packed with a lot of people, and it was as fresh as can be. So yeah, that was an option. And we had another one as well where we had the hookup. And this was a lady. I think she still does it, but she did it for like at least 20 years. This lady basically had her own hood. Let me just call it hood catering. She would make roti. I don't know if you're familiar with roti, but she would make like roti, but these were like special, not just flat. She would fill the roti with like chicken and greens and stuff like that, and pack it up, fold it up into this big filled square, wrapped in foil. And she would normally go to clubs and the parking lot, and she would have her car full of those. She would sell them. At a certain point, she stopped doing that, but she started to do it at a gas station that was actually near my house. And she would be there when you came home from a club 5, 6 in the morning. Before going home, get into that gas station. If you saw her car, you knew she was there, and you could just go up and it was like, what do you have? She might have lamb or chicken. Man, memories. So yeah, I would prefer that. But then if all of that is not an option, then I would go home and probably eat whatever I could find. That's a way too long story about food. Brings back memories though. Soup can was good. Oh, let me get Mixcloud back in here. I'm not seeing my Mixcloud. Okay, nothing new there. Good. Let's see. Vinyl Touch says lossless versus MP3 in your collection. Your preference. My collection is MP3. I mean, I have some WAV files in there, but just it's just way too much space. So I'm good with MP3. I prefer 320. My lowest now is 192. And that's it. I mean, there's certain files I have as WAV files, but I mean, they just take up so much more space. So yeah, that's it for me. Ravi says, what do you find better out of Denon or Pioneer for controller or CDJ? Pioneer, I would say. If you compare, like if you're talking about CDJ, here's the thing. The Denon players have way more options than a CDJ. The Denon players have controller-like features on a standalone player. That is amazing. But I'm a feel guy and not so much a function guy at the end of the day. The platter on the CDJ feels better for me compared to the Denon player. So if I had to choose that way, I would say Pioneer. If we're just looking at functions, and one of my upcoming streams, I'll actually be playing with an entire Denon set just to feel them out again because I did really like them. But platter-wise, it's Pioneer for me. Now, controller-wise, I actually don't have a lot of experience with the Denon controllers because I haven't used like the Prime series or the MC 8000, 7000. So I can't really say. Like I would say DDJ 1000 still. And again, feature-wise, I believe Denon has more bells and whistles. I'm just not that much of a bells and whistles guy. Let's go. This is Lario says this is my third week with the SC 6000M. Really cool. Just I feel with PSI BPM 143 that the track moved more than my CD player. In progressive house, it's normal that the BPM move, but no, I don't know. In PSI is because so fast. I don't know. You lost me halfway through the story, basically, but I'm not sure what that means. Let's see. Okay. LX Star was good. Salute on YouTube. Gio says Scratch Bastard makes his mistakes look intentional. He just loves the art form. Yeah, I mean, I love his energy when he's playing. D Blink says I've been trying to figure out from the pictures if the Pioneer SX2 and 3 are plastic built or have a metal build. I would say plastic. But I don't remember. I'm not sure. Kabir Gorin was good. Charles was good. Okay, so for the people not reading it, for the OBS and Serato on the MacBook Pro, Mixmaster G says it's possible, but keep your video effects down to the bare minimum. OBS can't take advantage of the GPU. Yeah. 0939 DJ Mike Cal, all the way from the 305. What's good? So once again, for the people tuning in later, this is my Q&A. After the Q&A, we're going straight into my mix show crates. Today is an all-vinyl edition. I have no idea what I'm going to play because I didn't pick any vinyl, so that's going to be fun. For the people on YouTube and Facebook, when I go into the mix part of my live stream, you will have to switch to Mixcloud, Twitch, or Twitter because I cannot live stream my mixes on YouTube or Facebook. When that time comes, and that's going to be somewhere in the next 30 minutes, I'll put a 5-minute countdown on the screen, and within that time, you'll have to switch to one of these platforms if you want to join for the mix part of the live stream. And we got some positive energy coming in from DJ Ifa. Was good. Who's already gone again, so he's not going to see my shout out. But it is what it is. Let's see. Okay, D-Blink says, I'm streaming and DJing from the same laptop using Serato. Serato waveforms are a bit laggy, but it's manageable. Yep. I've had that happen before, too. The laggy waveforms, and as long as it's just laggy waveforms but the audio is still good, then I don't mind. Saibi says, had some amazing nights in Melkweg. Yeah, you're talking about Melkweg. That's a famous club here in Amsterdam. That's actually the club where I was doing the MCing when Scratch Bastard came to play. I played in that club many times. Cannot wait to get back to Amsterdam after this COVID smoke and mirrors. Hey, I mean, we're going in the right direction, so you will be able to get back. All right, let's see. Wrestler says, last week some gang members walked in, so I played a local gangster rap song, and they came up in the booth demanding I change it. Apparently, the song boasted about one of their members getting killed. So, first off, if you see gang members coming in, why would you think it's a good idea to start playing a gangster rap song? Like, yeah, that sounds like the opposite direction I would be going in. Or I would have to be so knowledgeable that I know exactly which gang they're from. I know that there's no like rival people in the same club, you name it. And I would have to know exactly what type of song I'm playing to go there. But hey, I mean, you're still here to talk about it, so I mean, it ended up it ended up okay, I guess. Way says, when you beat juggle on vinyl, how do you know where the kick and snare are when you're pulling back the record? That's why we use the stickers. That's why the stickers on the vinyl are so important. You need that visual aid. So you've probably seen that, right? Like if you see DJs play with vinyl, and even if I play with Serato, I still have my sticker on the vinyl. That is your visual point telling you. So if I'm playing the record and the kick comes when that sticker is at a certain position, if it moves on, I know if I bring it back that far, I'm back at the kick again. If you wouldn't have the stickers, it would become a lot harder. You could practice it until your muscle memory is perfect and you bring it back the right amount, but it's, yeah. Or look at the labels. I've done that when I didn't have a sticker, but the stickers really make it a lot easier. Carl is here, was good. Jim Warner from the UK tuning in, was good. And Curtis says, how does the video DJing thing work on Twitch? What do I need for it? I see DJs streaming sets with the songs as vids in the background. Do you like it? Do it? Recommend it? I like it. I currently don't do it. I mean, I have the videos to do it, but I haven't done it. Recommended? That's to each his own. It's not that hard to do. I guess in OBS, you would just tell it to get a certain video source, and that will be the output from Serato. Now, depending on how you do it. Like, I know the people who do it, who I know, will have it streaming, have the video come out of their laptop. So they're DJing from the laptop, and then they'll have an HDMI going from their laptop into a video capture card, and it will capture their video. That's one way. Or if you're doing it from the same computer you're streaming from, there should be another way to do it. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I have over 1,500 videos, so I could do a stream like that. I just haven't found the right moment to do it. Keep it going. I'll check that out on Discord. Yes. We got Flebateur. Flebateur. I don't know how to pronounce it. Damn it. Any tips on finding motivation again to practice DJing, even with no events in sight? Yeah, I mean, that's always a hard one when people ask, how do you get motivated? Because motivation comes from different places for different people. I think the one thing, even if you have no events in sight, in the back of your mind, you should tell yourself, like, when events come back and you don't know when that first call is coming, you want to be in tip-top shape. A lot of DJs haven't played in a long time. You want to be sure that you're ready. That alone should be motivation enough to practice, even if you don't want to or don't really feel like it. You have to sharpen that blade. That's all I can say. You have to sharpen that blade so that you're ready. Instead of like, okay, I have no events in sight, and all of a sudden you get that call like, hey, man, we just got the call. We can open. Can you play tomorrow? And you haven't touched your set in months. I mean, I know I was rusty when I started to stream again. Like, okay, I got to get my feel again. Of course, I still know how to DJ, but you will get rusty if you don't play on a regular basis. So, yeah, man, put the time in. Do it. Shiron Jeet, if that's how you say it, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, let's see. Because I'll leave some of that chat to y'all. Y'all talking to each other, so I don't have to repeat all of that. Charles said, I had a girl spill some of her drink on my DJ controller like 2 months ago. Table was right in front of the dance floor. Yeah. The controller survived, though. Like, I mean, it's happened in clubs plenty of times, even before the controller days. I mean, I remember getting into certain clubs, and then you would, like, grab the mixer, and, like, the fader would be, like, all stuck and sticky because someone dropped a drink on it. But some of those mixers were, like, absolute beasts. They would, like, survive. But, yeah, it can happen. Yeah, I do see Mixmaster G talk about NDI. I'm still not into that. It's I might look at it at a certain point. Right now, I prefer the way it's going. Don't feel the need to switch to a totally different system when the wired system is working. But who knows? At a certain point, I will test it. Oh, Wrestler says at a certain point, some chick bumped the USB cable out of the computer. Yeah. I've had it happen once too. I've had it happen once with a USB cable. I've had it happen once with a power cable. Now, normally with a laptop, that's not an issue, but in that case, I was using a laptop. The battery was already past its life, so that laptop would only run with the cable connected. So as soon as you took that cable out, the entire laptop is dead. So you plug the cable back in. Now you have to restart your laptop. Yeah. Those things will happen like once, and after that you start to take notice, like when you're setting up, like, okay, this is a little bit too close to the edge. I got to move this. I want to make sure no one can come by here. Yeah. Hey, we got DJ Obonka in the building on Facebook. What's going on? Salute. Let's see. Okay. Shorty from Philly says if the club doesn't get a proper booth, use Velcro to hold your laptop safe. That's actually dope. I mean, Velcro is something super simple, but it can definitely prevent like stuff from that happening. Yeah, like Mixmaster G, at a certain point this year, probably, I'll come by, and then you can like show me that entire setup like in person. I can check the whole NDI thing and everything out because I am interested to see it in action. Sumer says Vestax, Denon Prime 12, Reloop 8000 Mark II, or Technics. Which turntable do you like the most? Ooh. Man. You know what? Because a lot of them have a similar feel, even though they feel different. Like I started on old Technics, not 1200s. Then I went to SL 1200s, and those were like the turntables I used for years, and they were in every club. Then Vestax came on the market with their turntables, and I used the PDX 2000. These are the 3000, but I used the 2000 for multiple years to tour. Loved them. Absolutely loved them. But they have a different feel than the Technics. But every time I was in the club, I was still playing on Technics because they didn't have the Vestax. The VL12s feel more like Technics. The reloops also feel more like Technics. I don't know. That's a hard one. Like I'm looking past the features. Like if I include features, then the Technics are not going to be there because a lot of the newer turntables will give you more. Just the looks, I love the VL12s. Love them. If you're talking functionality, I don't think there's anything that can beat the RP 8000 Mark II. What they can do. I love the way these PDX. I love these as well. I don't know. I can't pick. That's like asking me which kid I love more. Which of my kids I love more. Nah, we're not going there. Yeah, Mixmaster G, you know about the bakeries too, right? And I saw someone else just say it too. Like Carlos here said it too. And Carlos here knows about the rotis as well. Loco Lopez was good. Let's see, we got a couple more. Let's do a little bit longer, and then we got to get into the mix stream. And for those who tuned in later, the image looking kind of different. That's because that is my camera, my phone actually. I'm using my phone wirelessly to OBS using Epoch Cam. Just wanted to try it out, and I didn't want to grab a camera and have to take it out and put it there when I start streaming there. So now those cameras are just ready to go, which is actually really enjoyable. Let's see. Yeah, I shouldn't have talked about all that food because I haven't eaten yet. Now I'm thinking about food as well. Let's see. Queen Caesar was good. Salute. Vinyl Touch says, do you have or have you had any problems with people trying to play your mixes off Mixcloud? I realize that my mixes aren't playable from the browser, but can be played through the app. I haven't heard of people having problems playing my mixes. No one's told me. Hey, we got Gus Gomez in the building. What's good? And let's see. Oh, okay. Vinyl Touch. It's been censored. I have no idea what it said. What are your views on? And then I can't read it. Wrestler says, have you noticed people can get pissed off if you end the set with a hype song? Playing slower, epic songs, people tend to leave happier. What's your approach to finishing the set? Well, finishing the set depends. Like, if I'm finishing the set but there's a DJ after me, then it's a different story. If I'm ending the night, so I'm finishing the party, you have to really read your crowd. If you have a super nice, happy-go-lucky crowd, then you can actually end it on a hype note and just have it be a good ending. I've also had plenty of parties where you could tell, like, the energy was kind of shifting, and I could tell, like, okay, if I take it down this path of hypeness, we're going to have some fights. If I can read that, then I already know, like, nah, we're gonna mellow it out. Doesn't always help. Sometimes you'll still have the fights, but it really depends on that. Like, if I can tell, like, yo, this crowd is totally with you, you're having a great time, they're singing along till you're almost out of songs, then you're gonna be like, hey, stopping that music. I'm gonna play one more song with y'all. Let's go out with a bang. Play that song, and then everyone's happy. I mean, I've had plenty of those where they're like, we want more, and then you can't play one more because they're turning the house lights on, and it's like time to stop. But I've also been in plenty of situations where I could tell, like, okay, we're gonna mellow this out right now. Make sure that like if we have more hypeness now, we're gonna have some people bumping into each other, and that's gonna lead to some punches, stabs, or whatever. We don't want that. Shannon Lewis, what's up? Just one of your thoughts on transitioning from song to song, using the baby scratch to transition from one song to another. Is it a safe, easy way to do it when scratching is not a good idea when transitioning, or should I beat match to do my transition? Mostly, what's the best slow transition or quick ones? Okay, I don't have access to effects. Well, first off, it's a personal choice. Like, some DJs prefer to just do every transition they can a mixed transition, and some prefer to do at a certain point of the night a lot of just dropping it on the one, so scratching, just bringing it in, bang, and going. For me, it's a combination. Sometimes it just feels great to mix a song in, actually mix it, and sometimes it just feels so much better to just bring it in on the one and going for it. So for me, it's really a feeling thing. And I don't have like methods or rules for it. It's really a feeling thing. Now, if you want to transition larger BPM differences and you don't have effects, yeah, then in that case, you really have to do more with hosting, I think. Like, if I don't have effects and I'm going to make a switch from a totally different genre to something else, different BPM, I'm just going to backspin it out, say something through the mic, and then drop that new tempo, new genre, make sure it's a famous or hit, and take it from there. And I would not switch genres too fast too often, because I can't do that really mix-wise, and I don't want to do it that way I just mentioned, like with the mic, every 10 to 15 minutes. I know that's not a perfect answer for you, I think, but that's what I got now. Brian Muhammad is here, was good. Mo Berry is here, salute to you. Mo, I actually checked one of your streams the other day, but I don't think you were really DJing. I tuned in and you were sitting behind the decks and you had just a song playing and you were looking at something. So I was like, okay, I'm waiting. I was waiting for the mix, but the mix didn't come. So I don't know what the stream was, but I see the notifications go by. So I will be checking again. And the other, I saw a notification one other time, but when I got there, the stream was already done. But I'm gonna try and check out some more of the streams of guys in the chat, guys and gals in the chat. So yeah, if you're streaming on Twitch, let me know in the chat. So I'm gonna follow a couple of y'all to check you out. So plug yourself in that chat right now if you're streaming on Twitch, so people can follow you and check you out. Or if you're watching on Mixcloud, or there's anyone there who streams on Mixcloud, you can post it there in the chat as well, of course. Let's see. Yeah, that would be dope. Like Loco Lopez says, like if the companies can create some sort of cache that continues the track, even if there's a disruption in USB. So if your USB would get disconnected, that there will be some sort of buffer. Same way that Denon players, like if you take the power out, they'll still go on for a sec. They don't just stop immediately, so you can plug back in. Something like that, but for USB would be really dope. Kusanagi was good on Facebook. All good over here. Yeah, Mixmaster G. That's what I asked Vinyl Touch as well. Like he asked me a question, and I can't see the word. He wanted my thoughts on, but I only see like the 3 stars. So I don't know if that's like a automatic censorship. Rich to 2015. I don't know. Still have not tried it out. But things are opening up here again. So if I have to, I'll be going to an audio store soon, and I'll just try to get some time with the Rain One there, because I really need to know. People have been asking me for too long, and I still haven't tried it yet. Yeah, Mixmaster G. That's the thing. Like for me too. Like my first one is it's the second now. My first one is within 2 weeks from now. So by the mid-July, I'm fully there, and that really opens the door to much more things again. So yeah, man. Vizo, what's good? Hello, hello. I found about straight arm and how to set up anti-skate with the straight arm. You don't have to. Yeah, I'm actually playing with the straight arms today with the Vestax. Like I remember when they came out with that straight arm. Yeah. Had a lot of fun with the Vestax with the straight arms. Fatty Fat Fats was good. Oh, just tuned in S7 or S11. Well, if you're asking me, I would love the S11. I think the S7 is great. I wouldn't mind having an S7, but I have an S9. The screen on the S11, that is what would make me pick the S11. But if you're not really into that screen, then an S7 will be just fine. You seen the footage of Funk Flex and Mr. C rocking the stadium at Summer Jam? What, new footage? Or just an old one? Super fast kicker pre-mixing? Sounds like it's an old one. I mean, I've seen old footage. If this is new, then I haven't seen it yet. And Brian, if you want to learn how to DJ on vinyl, then you got to get your hands on some turntables and vinyl. That is the only way to go for it. I haven't done that before, Mixmaster G, ending the set with that Talking Heads track. Brian says you should follow me on SoundCloud. Yeah, but we were talking about live streaming. I mean, I want to check out some live stream sets. You can't live stream on SoundCloud. So if someone's streaming on Twitch or on Mixcloud, drop it in the chat for sure. All right, Gio says, my ultimate fight stopper tune, I'd rather be with you, Bootsy Collins. If you can fight through that, you have a black heart. Hey, trust me, people can fight to anything. Anything. I've had a shootout in front of my face in the club when I was playing Project G&B, Maria Maria with Santana. Maria Maria, blah, blah, blah. And that was like super mellow. So it can happen at any time. Any song can be the soundtrack to a beatdown or something else, you know? That makes me think of a Dave Chappelle skit. I don't remember which song was playing. It was like playing a song in a car and the cops will pull him over. It's like, I don't want that to be the soundtrack to my ass whooping or something like that. But no, I mean, I would prefer to try to get like the crowd into a certain mood where you lower the chances of something happening. In certain cases, it's going to be really hard to stop it. Deep Blink says, what do you think about the future of Tractor DJ? Is it dying out slowly? I think a little bit. I think a little bit. They do, by the way, for people who are interested. I saw an email yesterday. I think they have 50% off on Tractor Pro 3 right now. It is that time for Native Instruments to do all sorts of discounts. But I just feel like their focus has not really been on their DJ side for quite some time now. Like, if they were more serious, for instance, for the DVS people out there, we should have seen a follow-up to the Z2 mixer, like, for a couple of years now. Never even a hint of that happening. couple of controllers, but not much happening. So I mean, I don't know. They might surprise us, but like they've lost a lot of ground. Not a lot of signs looking as if they're really into it. And Native is really focusing, of course, a lot on just their production products, like their controllers, like machine controllers, these type of controllers, and all of their great music software. Costa Rica says, "What's good, fam? What's good?" All right, let's see. Let's do 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna start the countdown, and then we're gonna go from this Q&A into the mix session. So I believe there's more questions. Let's see how many I can still do. For the people on YouTube and Facebook, when I start that countdown, that 5-minute countdown, it means that after the 5 minutes, I'm going to start mixing, and then I have to turn YouTube and Facebook off. I would love for y'all to come join us for the mix part, doing an all vinyl set today. I have no idea what I'm going to do. Freestyle vinyl. I cannot do that on Facebook or YouTube. So you'll have to switch to Twitch, Mixcloud, or Twitter. Yes, I'm also streaming on Twitter, twitter.com/DJ TLM, mixcloud.com/DJ TLM, and twitch.tv/DJ TLM. So you can check me on any of those. Montero was good. Good morning. DJ B, what's going on? Okay, Fatty Fat Fats tried something as well. And I also got the 3 stars, so I can't see that either. What words are y'all using, man? That's dope. Costa Rica says, and this maybe some of you aren't actually telling me that you stream because you have this same feeling. Costa Rica just said, when you hop on my stream, lurk until you leave. I get nervous when I know actual DJs are watching. Now the funny thing is, I mean, I even if this might be a semi joke, a semi truth, I know it's a fact for a lot of DJs that there could be some nerves involved. I mean, I've went to clubs just on the low to go check out some DJs. And when I'm in the club, then I'll just walk up to the stage, get to the DJ booth, and like greet the DJs. And like sometimes like one of the guys is about to go on, and I greet them right before they go on, and I could just see it in their eyes. They're like, "Oh damn!" And they just feel like they're gonna get judged, even though I mean I'm not judging them. But yes, as a DJ, you will be listening with DJ ears, so they know. Other DJs know that DJs are gonna hear when they make a mistake. Even when the crowd doesn't notice it. Like, you've probably done that too. Like, you make a mistake, crowd doesn't notice it. Then you look to the side, you see the other DJ, and the DJ gives you that look like, yeah. Because they do notice, you know? But okay, if I hop on, I'll make sure to just lurk until I leave, and then I'll just give you a quick, like, a quick notice, like, I was here. Queen Caesar's working on getting everything together. Streams will be coming soon. So make sure you check out Queen Caesar as well. Check out Costa Rica. Okay, D Bling is streaming on Twitch every day. There we go. Okay, Mulberry working on getting the sound right. Got you. Thoughts on Hear This? Ooh, I think I missed something. I'm not sure what that is. Do the Kid, appreciate that follow. And Carlos here says, why do hype trains freeze on my Twitch sometimes? I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with hype trains. I've only had a couple. So no idea. Yeah, Mixmaster G or Vinyl Touch says the same thing basically. Like, I used to be a Tractor user. Native Instruments has been sleeping on their DJ software. Yeah. Sound Horror was good. What are your thoughts on what Pioneer will do with their all-in-one gear next? Ooh, I haven't really given it a lot of thought, actually. I mean, I really like that RX2. I think it's a very dope all-in-one player. And they had, I'm missing one. They had one other one, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I haven't thought about that actually. All right, I'm gonna try to do this real quick because it's actually 9, and I want to say that I want to start the other stream. So first thing I'm gonna do real quick is see what's going on here. Urban Mask says, "What percent of you DJ or your DJ gigs do you get hit on by women?" For me personally, almost never. So maybe other people in the chat have different experiences. So hop in on that one. And let's see. Big V is here. Salute, Big V. For making some beats, why you chose Machine Mark 3? Actually, I have Machine Mark 1. I still have the Mark 1. I wanted something that had that MPC feel, but with the computer power. That was really what I was looking for. I'm not really into using my mouse and like drawing beats. I want to have pads. This was like a dope solution. I love the workflow and never looked back since then. I am upgrading to the Mark III at a certain point, but I'm still on the original, the Mark 1. All right, chat, I'm going to let y'all talk to each other now. And I'm going to switch up and we're going to get into... okay, so Vinyl Touch. I'll look into this because I haven't checked it. I've heard the name before. I haven't checked it. But I'm going to switch over. We're going to go into the session right now. Crates, my weekly mix show, normally on Monday. Today we're doing it all vinyl edition. I'm just going to go back and forth to the wall looking for vinyl and playing it. It's going to be freestyle as it can be. My people on YouTube and Facebook, I would love for y'all to join me. I would really love for y'all to join me. But you will have to switch from YouTube and Facebook to twitch.tv/DJTLM, mixcloud.com/DJTLM, or twitter.com/DJTLM, and check my latest tweet. You'll find this stream right there. Let me open up the studio mode so we can get Crates start screen scene ready. Let's see. I want this one. I haven't even set that up. Funny thing is, I just got a stream deck and I haven't even gotten a chance to set that up, so I can't even really use it today. Ain't that crazy? Yes, it is. Oh, this graphic isn't totally ready yet. Damn. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. Where's that start button? Take that out, put that in. Oh, that's not working? Oh, I don't think the countdown is working. Damn. All right. For my people, I am switching this over right now. And you can still hear me. Yes, you can still hear me. I wanted to put a countdown in, but I can tell that the countdown isn't there. It's just saying stream starting. And this stream is not starting yet because I have to make a couple of quick adjustments. I have to get my other screen ready real quick. Won't take too long. And don't I have a Crates vinyl for this? Damn, I don't. Okay, I'm using the normal one. Whatever, it is what it is. Let's see. Okay, I see some people switching to Twitch. That's good. That's good. Geo is already switching. That's good. Everyone else still on Facebook and YouTube. Make the switch right now. Make the switch right now. I'm going to turn off YouTube and Facebook in a sec. All right, this one is ready. Okay, so I actually need a minute. I need a minute to set something up, but I want to make sure I have some audio playing for the people tuning in now. I want them to know that something is happening over here. Y'all can just continue to do what y'all doing in the chat. Let me just quickly find something I can play in the background for a sec. Something that I can play while I still have YouTube and Facebook open. Something that won't get me in trouble already. Let's see. Something I can just put on loop real quick. What is this? So I can play that, but I want to hear it here as well. Can I get this to play? No, not really. You know what? You're just going to hear it through the microphone. I don't care. Let me quickly set up so we can start this great show. If anyone new jumps into the chat, let them know that we about to begin. Almost there. Almost there. Check. Check. Volume is low. Why is the volume so low? Let me see. Let me turn that up for a sec. Yup. Oh, hold up. There we go. Okay, so one thing. Microphone check. A little more level on that one. One more thing I have to apologize for. As you can see, my overview is in reverse. Normally, I'll have it the other way around so you really see it from my perspective. I cannot get the cam in that position for now. Normally, you shoot it in a different position. Now, you can still see the overview. This is not the logical way to see it. But we here, though. Check. Yes, we are here. What's going on? Back once again. And if you just tune in, welcome. My name is DJ TLM. I'm broadcasting from Amsterdam. This is Crates. If you were already here during Share the Knowledge Live, we just had a lot of fun talking about all things DJ related. Now it's time for music. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but it's going to be an all vinyl edition using my Vestax PDX 3000. I still have to put a needle on that side. PDX 3000 turntables, DJ MS7 right here, and plenty of vinyl. Let's go. I know it's working, but just in case, chat, let me know. Sound check. How can you hear me? Are you hearing me well? Is the music coming through? Let me start it. Do you hear that? Whoa. Crackle. Let me actually turn that weight down a little bit. So let me know, chat. Can you hear the audio? Can you hear me? You should be able to hear me. And I'm actually going to be juggling. Oh, wow, there's no needle on that one either. It's going to be a battle with needles because I'm not sure how many working needles I actually have here. So I'm going to try a bunch of different ones. Okay, we'll see. Fatty Fat Fats, what are you talking about? Now, the problem is, yeah, I see you. The problem is if I flip the source, I'm not just flipping this one. I'm also flipping this one and this one. And I don't want to flip this one and this one right here because then that's going to be upside down. That's the only problem. It's all coming from one source. I tried to do it within the ATEM Mini software. I couldn't find a way to do it there. So for now, this is what it's going to be. Yes. Okay, let's go. Let's make it happen, baby.
Entertainment, Funk Doctor, Chico, word up.
What up, Mullins?
Hey yo, knock knock, who is it? Superman lover here to pay your ass a visit. I got these hoes spreaded, from Japanese to diabetics. Toes stay painted because of my foot fetish. I'm low down and dirty, but not ashamed. Game, I know these thugs are lap dancers by their first name. That's who the fuck I be, cause I am so cool, cool, cool.
For real, baby, for real. I'm feeling your high.